Hey, how are you? Lazy Sunday. Can you hear me? Okay, Big John, I'm smiling. How you doing? Thank you. I'm looking at myself on the video, and the video really doesn't look that great. Hopefully, you guys are seeing me in relatively good order, but it is what it is. So, Big John, what's new with you? You have some news to share? My day is going pretty well. I basically had to take Julie to John F. Kennedy Airport today. She's visiting our granddaughter in Indiana. So that was. Can you believe Sunday morning, 15 minutes from here to JFK? It was really awesome. Mega Man X, are you and Jason Callan friends again? I am friends with everybody. So I was never not friends. So I don't know, that's really all I have to say on that one. So how do you guys like my hat? Julie and I went to we were actually VIP guests at the Jones Beach Air Show, and it was sponsored by Julie's company, the Bethpage Federal Credit Union. So we went on Sunday and we had VIP tickets. So we had a special area of the beach and we were able to hang out. And they served breakfast, and they had bagels and cream cheese and butter and orange juice and water. And then they served lunch, which was a box lunch, which included, you could have like mozzarella with balsamic vinegar and some vegetables, I guess. And there was a turkey wrap, and there was a ham and cheese sandwich. And it included a bag of chips and two really, really big chocolate chip cookies that were absolutely delicious. I'm not really a sweets guy, but they looked good. And by the time I said, okay, where are my cookies? They were gone. So, but I am actually in a town called Hicksville, and it's we're on Long Island, and I am exactly 25 minutes east of New York City. So, pretty easy commute into the city. It's like 40 minutes via Long Island Railroad, or if you want to get there really quick on a Sunday morning like today, no traffic, I could probably be in the city in Times Square in 20 minutes. That's how close we are. JJBBB, originally from Queens. Queens is absolutely awesome. A lot of great places to eat. A lot of my friends are from Queens. Yeah, really, really cool. Who's the worst from these three Who's the worst from these? Subway, Burger King, or Dunkin'? Whoa. Well, if you watch my videos, you could probably tell me what the worst is. But I had I've had really, really poor experiences at Dunkin' Donuts for some reason. I just can't get a decent anything from Dunkin'. The only thing, I love Dunkin' for their coffee. Can't beat the coffee there. And I think they need to stick to it. And one of the things I noticed about Dunkin' Donuts is that Number one, the donuts have shrunk to like, they're almost, if they get any smaller, they're going to be considering those like the size of those donut holes. Do you remember those? They're getting smaller. Everything is getting smaller with the exception of my appetite. I hope you guys are doing great. Adam Taylor, God bless you. How are you doing? Hope everybody's doing well. A little bit cool here on a Sunday. We're at about 63 degrees Fahrenheit, and it is a little bit cloudy. The sun is trying to peek through, and a little on the cool side. Really, really great sleeping weather. So really, really good. And just a typical lazy day, hanging out basically. Had to take her to the airport. And so I'm, flying solo today. Whenever Julie leaves, I freaking hate it, it just, well, you know how it is, guys. It's just a little different. So, got a hankering for real New York pizza after your well, you know what, Big John? Honestly, when I went to that place called Lombardo's, and the crust was so crackly. It was absolutely fantastic. And what they do is, from what I read on their website, they use some panko breadcrumb underneath to give it that crisp. Now, when I walked into the place, there was a woman in there, and the TV was blasting. She was on the phone having this hot and heavy conversation in Spanish. I don't speak Spanish, so I don't know what she was talking about. But I was basically ignored while she was having this conversation, and we were basically talking via hand signals. And I did get my pizza, but from a customer service standpoint, it was kind of poor. Yesterday, actually, John, I went to a place called Mama Teresa's in Westbury, and I had a slice of white and regular, and that was fantastic. That video should be out tomorrow at 6:15. It's a full-length video. And yeah, really good pizza. Honestly, for me to go to Domino's or any of these fast food franchises, it's really, really a travesty, because you will never ever get as good of a pizza that you would from a mom and pop in New York, especially when it's thin crust, authentic. There's nothing better. Now, I just do these videos because I know it has more of an appeal. Like, if I start doing a lot of things from Long Island that are very unique to New York, I may lose some of you guys. But one of the things I did was, what you should look at is that I did a video with my daughter of a place out, I think it was in Lindenhurst. But anyway, it was a really, really great Mexican place, very expensive, but the food was absolutely first class. Let's see. Adam, your wife just left for Spain yesterday for the next week, so I feel you. Yeah, it's kind of like, what's your wife doing in Spain? Number one, you are not allowed to go to Spain without me. I understand Spain is a really, really beautiful country. And yeah, I've heard about Spain. Really, really great people, great cuisine, great, things to see. I will make it there one of these days. Adam, you're in Houston, Texas, and I love when you make videos of local stuff. It's cool to see what else is out there. Well, thank you, Adam. I really struggle with, there is so much here between the city, So I struggle. So, I am going to incorporate some more New York stuff and Long Island mom and pop, because there is such a choice that it's absolutely crazy. And what I want to do is I want to take Julie out more to the restaurant and actually do more on site. Now, what I struggle with is being in a restaurant, having it like really crowded, and working with a camera and stuff. And I don't want to cause a disturbance. I don't want to be stared at. So I'm really, really thinking about how I need to manage that. Do I need to maybe talk to the manager and say, listen, you know, Joe Blow from, whatever channel I have, and can you put us in a place that's really, really far away so that we're sort of isolated and we could do our video? But I haven't really gotten there yet. I need to really, really do that. So, but anyway, you never been to Houston. I actually interviewed several times in Fort Worth, Texas. When I graduated college way back when, I was invited by General Dynamics Fort Worth division to come out and to work on their F-16 program. And at that time, the F-16 was relatively new. And so they flew me out to Fort Worth. They put me up in a nice hotel, and they interviewed me for a engineering position working on the aircraft avionics. And as part of the interview process, they throw you in a bus and they show you all the real estate that's relatively cheap. But unfortunately, my love for New York was more than my desire to go out and just work on the F-16. I had no family. I would have started from scratch with knowing nobody. So I decided to stay locally, but I did take advantage of going to Fort Worth and going through the plant. The plant was absolutely huge. I don't think I ever saw a plant that was 1 mile long. And they actually had bicycles and golf carts that they used to get to various areas. It was pretty amazing. Besides New York pizza, I have to get Chicago. You know what? Chicago deep dish is really, really awesome. I had trying to remember the name, Giordano's, I think. And I had that pizza, which was deep dish, down in Florida, Orlando, and it was really, really good. Really good pizza. I've been to Chicago once or twice, and Julie's parents were in the Italian American Club. So when we were out there in Indiana once, they rented a bus, and we all went to Chicago and had a very, very good time. Very, very hot, and the creative treatment. Hello from North Dakota. You and your wife are so sweet. Well, thank you very much. That is a very, very sweet and thoughtful comment. I really, really appreciate that. Yeah, my reviews are really honest. I have nothing else to gain by lying. It's just we basically are what we are, and we're honest, and try to give you guys the best information, or at least in my opinion. And not everybody is going to be in line with my opinions, but I can definitely tell you when to steer clear of something. So that at least I can do for you. So do you guys have any questions for me? I'm basically just blabbing and talking. So I'd like to talk with some purpose. So if you guys have any questions, definitely add them to the chat. There are some things I can talk about. One of the things that has kind of been amazing, I basically have been working home for the last 3 years since the pandemic started. So once the pandemic started, it's been a work from home situation. So 5 days a week, I'm home, I do my work. Now, all of a sudden, the pandemic's lifted. I am on this brand new project, and I've been actually going into the city. So I go in 3 days out of every month. So I go into the city, and I just want to let you guys know they built a brand new station on the east side of Manhattan that is absolutely mind blowing. And it's Grand Central Station, Long Island Railroad, and they've been working on this tunnel. Billions and billions of dollars have been spent on this for the last, I don't know, maybe decade, but don't quote me. But I've been taking the train from Hicksville into Grand Central in this very, very new Long Island Railroad section, and it is an engineering marvel. I have never been and witnessed such a huge station. It is huge, it is clean, and believe it or not, I've never seen such an immense station size wise. Like for me to get out of the train and up to the street, there are 3 escalators, and one of those escalators is at least 15 stories high. Just an amazing place. I am absolutely every time I go to Grand Central and I'm on that escalator, you can't look up and you can't look down, because if you do, you'll get dizzy. But it is really cool. It is definitely a marvel. Essen Hater, my wife and I call your channel the Sweetie Pie channel. That's very, very cute. Yes, Sweetie Pie is out on assignment. She's visiting our granddaughter, and our granddaughter is going to get baptized this coming Saturday. So she left early. I am following, and hopefully it'll be a good week. Why did you start your YouTube channel, The Creative Treatment? Why do you enjoy most talking about making your video? What do you enjoy most? I started my YouTube channel because I like food. I like people. I like video. I like technology. I like editing. I just thought it was a really, really good fit that really hit all those things I like. And it's what I love doing is not only do I like doing the review, I love the editing part, and I love interacting with the audience. It's just been an amazing experience, actually. Yeah. All right. Anybody else have any questions? If not, I'm gonna just let's see. Anything. Ask me anything. I will give you an answer. May not want to hear the answer, but I'll give it to you. Oh, you're very welcome, The Creative Treatment. I really appreciate that. Haven't really seen your name come up too much, or your what do you call it? Handle ID come up too much in my videos, but thank you very much for your question. Hopefully that is the answer. I do like videos and cameras and editing and doing that sort of thing. All right, guys, it's kind of tough. What's the square root of 64? You know, I think it's 8. Did I get that right, Big John? Oh, long-time watcher, first-time commenter. Well, thank you very much. I really like the name of your channel. It's your user ID or whatever you want to call it. It's really, really good. I'm glad you've been with me so long. Hey, John, I do know a little bit about math, not much. I do have a engineering background, but not as mathematical as my son. Now, my son is a mechanical engineer and he's an aerospace engineer, and he showed me some of his calculations that he's done. Now, you would take an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper and he would start from the top and he writes really, really small and it goes all the way to the bottom in pen. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. How do you do this in pen? I would be making mistakes all over the place. And, the formulas and all that kind of stuff. I just like everything's free. It's just an amazing, amazing feat. But anyway, come on, guys. Ask me a question. Anything. Don't be shy. Yeah, it is crazy, Big John. Where did you mention to me that you were going to have some kind of surgery or something, or you were going to do some kind of procedure? I just don't. Maybe it was you or somebody else. All right. You know what? I'm going to put this in the comments, and if anybody wants to come up and join me. I see Freddie Foodie King, one of my all-time favorite personalities on YouTube. He is absolutely awesome. Every time I watch the whole video. I just love your videos, buddy. And quite honestly, there has not been one thing that I ever saw Freddie not like. He is the absolute foodie king. He is more of a foodie than I am. And I'm like the ultimate foodie. Oh, exotic lemon lover. Oh, we're in trouble. Well, how are you? Exotic lemon lover. What a handle. I see I got 8 people watching. I hope I'm entertaining today. I don't really have much to say. Like I said, it's a quiet, lazy Sunday. I did a food review today. I did a Boston Market sweet and sour chicken. Just wanted to throw something together really quick. I didn't do any editing yet, but I plan on it. And then today you know what I did though? I went and I went to this fish market and they have catfish on sale for $6.99 a pound. And I absolutely love catfish. So I got 2 pounds, and tomorrow we're going to make some catfish po' boys. What do you guys think of that? My most favorite fast food item, Big John, is definitely White Castle cheese sliders. I absolutely love them. Absolutely. Now, I don't know what's happened with White Castle over the last couple of years, but I have noticed that the taste has changed somewhat on with the White Castle sliders. I don't know, maybe it's me, the fact that I'm getting older and the taste buds aren't as good, but things taste a little different, and I don't know why. And you got to hit White Castle at the right time, because if you hit them when they're very, very busy, you're bound to get a slider where the onions are a little bit hard, and I like them really, really al dente or caramelized. So you have to go at a time when it's right, and I haven't figured that out yet. Yeah, you know what, Freddie? I think I'm gonna do a video. It's been a while since I've done a cooking video. So what I do with the catfish is I bread it, I add some baking powder. I think I add baking powder to make it a little bit crispy, and then I fry it. I don't like baked fish. I'm really a fried food guy. So uh, my favorite kosher style deli is Katz's Deli in New York City. Um, that's basically it. And I love a hot pastrami sandwich or a brisket sandwich. I love matzo ball soup. I love chicken livers. I am very, very much a lover of Jewish cuisine. So, and living here, you get access to that, like lox and bagels and bayalis and a schmear and um, Big John, you like the crunchy onions? That's good. Okay, that's pretty awesome, actually. Um, yeah, White Castles with cheese are my favorite, and yeah. Now Burger King. Now for some reason, I used to really love Burger King. The that flame grilled or broiled or whatever you want to call it taste. Now, it seems so overwhelming these days that it's almost like they add an additive to the chopped meat to make it really taste that way. Like sometimes it's so overbearing that I'm thinking something else is going on, but I could be really wrong. Like things, like your taste buds change, but I really don't know. But anyway, hey, Freddie, I think I sent the link out on the chat. You want to come up and say hello to everybody? I know everybody loves you. Yeah, you want to know something, Big John? The frozen White Castles are really awesome in a pinch. I White Castle is 4 miles from me. I'm very lucky. I'm blessed. But if there are times I do have like White Castles in the freezer just in case. In case I get a hankering for a White Castle and I don't want to go out, I have them in the freezer and I pop a couple in and I satisfy that craving. You know what, Manzel? You know what? I'm really not going to do that. The Red Whopper. It's just that is just to me a real novelty kind of item, and it doesn't interest me. It's like a typical Whopper with some food coloring in the bun. So I don't really think so. I apologize for that. It's been a really long time since I had a Whopper, and honestly, they've been getting smaller ever since. The size of the Whopper now is absolutely what it was not 5 years ago. Now, what was funny was I remember when the Whopper was first introduced at Burger King. I do. So we all get in the car, and it's my dad, my mom, and my brother and I in the back. And my dad orders the Whopper. Yeah, Dad, you got to get the Whopper. There was so much hype going on at the time. And so he gets it. It's a hot summer day. The windows are down. He gets the Whopper, and all of the stuff comes out of the Whopper onto his lap. And the kids, my brother and I, we were not allowed to have the Whopper because it was too big. So my dad had it. The stuff falls on his lap. He's pissed off. It was just an amazing. It was just one heck of an experience. So, to answer your question, I'm not going to do it. If you really want me to, I may consider it, but I don't think so. Um, you know what? I really, really love tater tots. I do. And we have them frequently here. We get a bag from Walmart Market. We throw them in the air fryer and they come out nice and crispy. Now, I've been to Sonic and I've had their tater tots. They seem to be coated with some kind of a sweet spray that gives them some kind of a taste that is very, very similar to the breading on their onion rings. Now, that is, I don't know why it has to taste sweet like that. I think it's just, it's almost like they're putting their own unique stamp on their tater tots that makes them unique. Um, I'm not really crazy about them, but you add a little chili and cheese, and I can tend to overlook a lot. One time, I went to Sonic and I got Julie one of the big footlongs, and man, oh man, did she love that! Yeah, yeah, that's true, John. It's there's a little bit of a sweetness to it, and it does, yeah, it is very, very distinctive. All right, so I got 7 people here. This must be a really, really boring live stream, guys. I apologize. I don't have much to talk about other than, let's see, uh, on this really, really interesting project at work. Very, very busy. We are implementing a big, huge system, multi-million dollar system, and we are in the process of building the system. What that means is customizing the actual user front end to make it sort of unique to where I work. And that is a 2.5 year project, and we are slated to go live in February of 2025. So that's why I haven't really been doing many videos. I've been really so busy at work. I'm on the computer all day, and I've just been really shot. So that's what happens, guys. You know what, Big John? It does not involve AI, but I do see how AI, you know what? I do see how it can be helpful. Now, I've been working with AI a lot personally, and Chat GPT. The AI capabilities are absolutely mind blowing. Now, what I did was, like, I needed assistance with organizing my schedule. I had some things going on, so you put all this stuff into Chat GPT, and it basically tells you how you can manage your schedule based on all of these contingencies. I've also, like, I would say, okay, create a script. uh, I'm doing a YouTube video on, let's say, McDonald's Big Mac. Create a video script for somebody who is reviewing this for an audience. And freaking Chat GPT will come up with a description. The more parameters you give it, like if you say, okay, 200-word description, or focus on the meat or the fresh, it is absolutely mind blowing what you'll get back. Now, one of the things I also did was to look at and to work with AI in terms of voice recognition. Now, I heard about, there was some people that were called on the phone by a loved one and asking them for money, or they were in jail and the voice was absolutely sounding like the grandchild. So I was curious. And I said, "Oh, that sounds, interesting." And I went out and I found that AI tool and I tried it. So what I did was I programmed, there's an AI site, and I programmed my voice. You have to read like 20 minutes worth of text, and you submit this to the service, and what they do is they have your voice ready within 24 hours. And then what I do is I take like a paragraph of text and then it reads it back to me in my voice. And I was absolutely amazed how close it sounded. The one thing is, if you take a text, if you take a paragraph of like 200 words, there would be maybe 2 or 3 words that I don't pronounce like it's being said to me. So it is like 98%, but not 100. It is that good. And I did it with a crappy mic. And if I would have done it with a very good studio mic, I don't think there is really any way that somebody could tell the difference. And it has the inflections where it should be, where there's a period or where there's it does such a freaking good job. It is scary. So let's say you have children or you have grandkids and you want to leave them something. Could you imagine the prospects of you recording your voice, right? You hook your voice up to some kind of an AI engine that sort of meets your personality, and then your grandchild can say, "Hey grandpa, I'm having a problem in school. What are your thoughts?" And this AI thing that's developed can speak as you, connected to an engine, and give your granddaughter information when you're long gone. Or maybe even at that time, they'll have the video. So it will show your face and the prospects of AI are absolutely mind blowing. And I think of it as a good thing. There's a lot of people out there that, you know, use it to defraud, but that's not. But I do see how it's very powerful. But anyway, any questions on that? Big John, I think a lot of people think the worst when it comes to AI without realizing it. Yes, it can do a lot. It is just in its infancy, but it seems like everybody's really, really afraid of it. And I'm looking at it from the standpoint, okay, you have somebody in a nursing home or assisted living, and you have an Alexa type that's connected to AI that can say, okay, Steve, it's time to take your medication. Do you have any questions? Or, um, how is your wound today? And, maybe to give them patient education, or if they just got out of the hospital, make sure there's just so much that can be done. It's crazy. Now, will there be jobs lost as a result? Possibly, but I think it's also going to create a lot in that arena. But I don't know. You know, so that's it, guys. Anybody have any questions? I know I'm losing people, I'm gaining people. Everybody's bored out of their mind. Me too, guys. Yeah, the lifelike robotics. Yeah, it could be crazy. I haven't seen much. The only thing I've seen was Boston Dynamics. They have this like dog robot and stuff, and it goes around with a camera just checking things. I think that's a good thing actually. They could possibly use that on the for combat. You never know. It is crazy though. And just think, my first computer that my dad got was back in the mid 80s, and it was a Fountain, big, huge desktop with 20 megabytes of hard drive. And it was like a DOS 3.0. There was no such thing as Windows. And when I went to college, there was no such thing as a desktop computer. I basically had a typewriter that I used. Now, that's really dating myself. And when I first started my job, my first engineering job, we had a bunch of engineers in the bay, and the bay was just a big office space. And we had one terminal that was connected to a mainframe. And it basically sat there. We didn't really use it. And all the engineering that was done was with slide rule, with calculator, not much computerization. Computers only started maybe late 80s, early 90s is when we had a lot of word processing kind of stuff. And Digital Equipment Corporation was basically leading in that particular area, actually. And then they lost it. So, all right, guys, if there's no more questions, I'm basically going to end this. So I'll give you guys a couple of minutes. No worries, no stress. Kind of thirsty today. All right, guys, I'm going to end this. Everybody have a wonderful Sunday and a great weekend. Take care, everybody.